Well, well, well. Let's turn on the political music. Oh man, we are getting uncomfortably close to text dump the text dump. Ugh. And I'm gonna ah sneeze. I don't feel good. My hands are not doing great. Ah, my nose is acting up real fast. I like this one. It's a bit different because I don't think this translates directly, but it captures the same feel. I like this though. Like looking back at this, it's like without the pictures, without the music, a lot of this text is a lot more flat. Like this is a piece of writing that definitely benefits from the setup it's in. I don't know though. Like it's like it feels like partially like it's one of those visual novels that's kind of saved by the audio visual elements that are included. You know. These musics are great for mood setting though. Ooh, I can't deny that these aren't inspiring. Endemic. Is there a direct translation for that? Yeah, I got it right, but that's kind of weird. It's a smudge different. We've got another question open. The one, yeah, it's a bit different. It's very different of a setup. I wonder what does that setup do anyway. I don't know. Maybe I think the reason that I say that it's the music and the audiovisual elements that kind of save its poor writing, but just as much it could be that because like it's all dialogue. There's very little descriptions on what characters are doing or how they're acting or anything. So in another extent, there's also not a lot of like atmospheric building outside of the visual elements and the music. So yeah, it's. I feel that it would have benefited from some more descriptive text instead of focusing so much. But here it says minister with all respect. Just to sort of imply that, yes, we're already kind of doing this, but be a bit softer about it. Because Bryce does seem like he's trying to be gentle with Emira. Like, he knows not to piss off the person who might take his job. Yeah, it is kind of a... It's kind of a setup, ain't it? I added a little bit here because it just adds to the suspicion. How do we know that they're not that player name isn't cooperating with Reza or has their own plans that look like Reza's? You know. Because Emma does seem to be making a lot out of a little. Although, admittedly, she has been left out of it, so she's overreacting. She's like, I'm just, why? You should have involved me in this. Overreaction. Okay, so Maverick, Reza's escort, had a similar idea, but do remember that his overreaction caused this in the first place. Like, I imagine that he's being... I don't know if Bryce would be this tactful. This is surprisingly tactful for what his character is. He'd probably be just like that. He's kind of sneaking it in, like, you do remember that the person who had that idea did kind of muck it up. Commissioner, the human can talk too. Just a bit snappier about it. Probably because he's being like, but remember... Like, it's a bit, it might be getting a bit strained. Like, I don't know, like, Bryce is such a loose man, like, such a loose fella, that I imagine that the tensions between, because Emma is just, like, she has no personality, she just does what she's expected to do, and Bryce seems to have ideas of his own, so those kind of personalities, I imagine they would start to just get high friction over time. Like, she's like, I want to marry him because he's good seed, but he's good seed physically. Mentally, your relationship is going to be ass. I don't like this. I like how she's like, how I'll handle her. You don't get any influence. You don't get to choose anything. But besides that, you and Reza didn't technically come with the same mission. Reza mostly came as an investigative mission. I came as part of a diplomatic mission. Like, all things considered, we're not... you're oversimplifying the situation, which really the situation doesn't call for. Like, it's entirely possible that Reza is the patsy, you know? Like, Reza came first. He was there to do some sort of... to do basic exploration, like, he was a throwaway. They sent Reza as like chum bait in case it turned out to be something bad. And it's me that's like the keen tactical mind, because I came later after the situation was established to be safe. Like, why would Reza be the special ops operative if he went first? And then they set up, like... Oh, I love this. I love how Bryce is like, actually, we've been covering up that too. God damn it, Bryce. Way to make yourself look like a cover-up. Like, actually, there were problems back then. Like, really? And I didn't hear anything about these problems either. Like, god damn it, Bryce. You're not making the situation any better. I want a good word for arguably. Yeah. Yeah. Like, all things considered, Reza wasn't planning anything. He was just planning to take a generator and run. In, like, the worst case scenario, Reza takes a generator and runs. He commits theft. All things considered, like, it's, like, the whole misunderstanding is a terrible situation. Like, Izumi's time travel thing has led to one of the possible worst outcomes, all things considered. Like, maybe she doesn't... Maybe she did. Like, maybe she does know timelines in which she tried to interfere directly and everything just went to shit anyway. Or got worse. I elaborated this a bit because it just kind of hammer home that Bryce is like, no, you're giving him too much credit. Which it kind of is giving him a lot of credit. He's like, no, he only had ideas, nothing concrete, nothing usable, nothing that he could be right about. Because all he had was the suspicion that he had a plan. Which is the equivalent of, I'm right. Great! You were right on the most banal high-level detail. He was planning something. Good fucking job. It didn't help us know what he was planning, how he was planning it, what his resources are. Oh, you thought, you think he's... Great. It's great that you're right, isn't it? That just helps us a lot. All your other theories, which you don't have, are going to be so useful now, aren't they? Like, fucking Maverick being right doesn't do anything because Maverick doesn't have any fucking clue what he's talking about. Like, great, you're right, but you have nothing else. You didn't formulate or speculate on anything but the fact that something's going on, which means your information and rightness helps nobody! The only time it would be interesting if Maverick was like, okay, I'm right about this, then Reza's gonna do this next, or this is Reza's plan, or this is his angle. None of that. He's just, Reza has a plan. He might have been planning a fucking surprise party! Is what I'm trying to say is, the plan could have been anything. Like, it could have been he's just planning a surprise party, and everyone's like, great! It's a great plan to be figuring out, Maverick. It's gonna get your promotion, ain't it? Well, to be honest, Bryce, so did you, kind of. You found me, and judging by his report, actually, I guess that would be the way he would display it, since Bryce only knows that I was there, and it was Maverick who kind of confirmed that me and Reza were both there simultaneously. It's kind of weird to constantly be typing player name between this. I think people are underestimating just how powerful Maverick is and just how fucked up the player character is immediately after this event. Like, everyone's like, you should be fine. Dude, humans like, humans recover, but they're pretty fragile nonetheless. There's a difference between high defense and high health points, is what I'm trying to say. I'd say humans have low defense, but they have high health points. It takes a while for them to recover, but they can take a lot for just how weak they are. Like, high defense is, you need a big gun to actually hurt them. High HP is, you need to shoot them with a lot of guns to get them down, and then they just take a long time to get back on their feet. You know? Like Shedinja. Like the fucking Shed guy. High, massive defense. Like, he could take anything you throw at him, except for a few things. But if you hit him with anything that he's weak to, he's just, gone. Jesus Christ, what a long discussion. Actually, we're only 100 lines. Oh, I'm adding a little pinch of sass. Like, Commissioner, I've read the reports. I've read them already. The way she puts it there is, like, a little too nice. Like, she's, like, at this point, I don't imagine that Emra is, like, in the mood for this kind of situation. He caused it. There's no argument about it. There is no situation in which Reza would have ever done anything this extreme if Maverick had shown up. He might have killed me, though. Like, at most, he would have either forced me to be silent, or sent me back with it. You know, like, he'd get rid of the player character in some way. Like, he'd get them out of the picture. But for the most part, Reza has no real reason to cause any of this outside of it. Like, what he would do is he would play along. He'd be like, oh, another generator, yeah, like, I've got a couple of days, and then you go back. You know, like, at this point, you have no clue as to how to solve the situation, you know? Like, you'd be like, well, I guess we can't do anything. Like, maybe we can tell Home about it or something. Maybe Home already knows. Maybe Home's like, yeah, we're not going to take a position on this. But, like, the worst case scenario, Reza shoots you in the fucking foot, forces you in the portal, and sends you back home. You know? Like what? Like, Reza doesn't have to kill you. He could just tie you up and leave you behind somewhere and be like, well, he's gone missing or something, you know? And get their resources piling on that, so that they're too worried that they're like, oh, we're gonna have to solve this. Yeah, better make those generators. Like, there's so many better ways to do this. Like, Maverick caused this. There's no way to look at it, because Maverick's being a dick. He had no plan. He had no suspicion. Maverick was just being suspicious, and that's all he was. Giving him any credit for that is dangerous, because, like I said, everything Maverick done is dangerous and only worked out because of pure luck. That's a reasonably heavy question. I don't have an answer to that. Did they mention a parent? God damn, I hate when they use these. There we go. Get to look up the gender of situation. It's female. I love this. I love how someone's gonna look at that and be like, "What?" And it's like, "Yeah, situation's a female word. That's how the language works." Ain't that a hoot and a half? Like, what? There isn't an official report on this? Like, think about this. You're getting an ambassador from a completely different species from across an incredibly expensive piece of futuristic technology, and there's no official assessment report for why someone's selected as the escort. Like, think about it. If any ambassador comes to this country, not even from another planet, but from another country, and he wants a personal escort from the local police, you bet your fucking ass there's a report of at least 10 papers explaining why this guy, to what extent this guy, what his limitations are, everything. And they're like, well, I just chose Maverick because I liked him. He's gray! Why is he gray? Like, he's the most capable. Yeah, but his attitude is a little... Oh, yes. Oh, yes, he's very capable. He let one man run away. He injured another ambassador. He got shot himself. Got sent on leave. Great security detail. Oh, I love this. She's being snapped like, well, he sure showed that, or was the situation not expected? Like, she's just really hammering home. At this point, it's pretty clear they're both, like, not getting along as people. Like, Bryce is coming from the position, every person is good, and Maverick's actions are objectionable. Like, there is a specific situation in which what Maverick did is bad, and someone should have taken him off the case, you know? Like, he's taking personal responsibility for the situation, because he chose Maverick, and he let Maverick go on. Amara is more of the position of, it's their fault. We're going to pin the blame on them. We're going to make humanity pay for this. Which shows a lot, doesn't it? Wait a second, does that mean that there are situations in which this didn't happen? In which he did pay attention to the signals? Like, the whole time travel thing means that there's all these alternate timelines that could be explored. Damn, like, that's a heavy question, though. That's a heavy as fuck question. Like, if someone walks up to you and says, oh. Wait, where... Oh my god, don't tell me these options aren't here. Where the hell... No, it's not this one. God damn it, why can't it find these things too well? Oh well. I'll just assume the best, and if anything fucks up, it fucks up. I love that the Bryce wouldn't let me say no. Like, why isn't this recorded in any way? This seems like a pretty significant decision. Yeah, we're almost there. Let's just push on a bit. I like this. It doesn't earn you any evil points, which is the weird part. Oh, here they are. Why the fuck am I missing this stuff? Why is my brain at like half 11? Are these things... Am I traveling between fucking timelines in which these mistakes were made? Because that'd be weird. That'd be cool, though. That'd be the stupidest superpower ever, and I'd love it. I'm traveling between timelines in which minor errata are fixed. Like, I opened the book of expanded psionics, and suddenly the whole Mind Flayer topic is, like, a little more polished up. And they're like, what? I actually love that superpower. Because it's dumb. It's like... oh, 3.0 never existed. There's no day 1 patch. They're all just fixed on the first day. Because day 1 patch is part of launch. Ah! What a great time. What a stupid power that would be. Like, what is the... This has no use at all. All it does is that I know that something was broken and not fixed before that point. Great. What does it do for me? Nothing. Although, it could be that it's imperfect, and some bugs are missed, and I'd be like, but then I'd have to remember that, and I'd have to anticipate a lot. And every piece of paper I have would probably change. Would they even exist? Because then I'd be in a timeline in which none of that happened anymore. Because then I'm in the timeline where things are already fixed. So, logically, I wouldn't be keeping notes because I don't notice anything odd. Unless that one goes to my timeline in which things aren't fixed day 1, and I'd start keeping notes of what is... No, but then I wouldn't have them because no one's going to make that public. If it's good for the mission, it's good for me. Like my hand's starting to act up. We're gonna have to finish this off quickly. You know what? I'm gonna stop after this. Like, actually, I made my 200 lines, so at the very least I got that done. This sounds a little too strong, you know. Which, honestly, Emma, you're very easily convinced. Though, admittedly, I've kind of pointed out that Emma doesn't seem to have any personality. Yeah, because it's entirely possible that some people saw Resin and were like, that's fine. I don't care. No gender, huh? No gender. Well, that's interesting. Backlash! Ah, this is a nice one. And neither of those happens, which is the super weird part behind this. Neither the public comes into opposition. In fact, you meet Katsuharu and fucking Kevin, and everything's fine. Like, nobody seems to give a shit. Which is weird. Like she says, well, people might be upset. Reza might come, and Reza does nothing. Reza doesn't even try to contact you at this point. He knows. It's just, like, the story points it out and nothing's done with it. Like, this is a Chekhov's, red herring Chekhov's gun that should not be a red herring, because it's a legitimate argument. Yep. Next time. Next fucking time! Actually, this isn't... Oh, this is as bad as I thought it was. Let's listen to Flashback for a bit, because it is the song that's going to be playing. How do I not remember these fucking songs, man? How do I not remember any of these songs? Jeepers. Bloody creepers.